Oh man, 2K dropped another patch. And of course, every time they drop a patch, they break things. So we got to talk about what was not listed in the patch notes. It's in the break notes and so much more. I don't even think the patch is the biggest thing we're going to talk about today. But just like usual, I'm not here to waste y'all's time. Whatever you got to do, make sure that like button is blue. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Let's get right into the news. So I'm pretty excited because today I feel like we have a lot of good things to talk about and go over. But let's start with a warm-up of Physical Finisher being tested by 2K Labs. And you guys see Silver is your low-end best value at 61%, and your high-end best value is Hall of Fame for Physical Finisher. I've been telling you guys this whole year that that badge is super good. I could tell from right when I made my first few builds that it was nice. But anyway, Pika went to Twitter. She has a 2K logo in the past. I don't know if she does this year, but she said this right here. Hate to say it, but gameplay wise, this is the worst year for 2K. They did so good with the city, cap breakers, etc., but the gameplay is just so bad. Now, every single person that has had a good relationship with 2K has been coming out recently, and even they are saying the gameplay itself is just not that good. That's how you know that the gameplay is rough. And we're going to talk about more about that in a second because I got some interesting things that even 2K employees are not out telling people. No one knows this information, but I got some real good information that I want to talk about that no one really knows. But anyway, Fab said 2K25 took the two most exciting things about basketball out of the game. Dunks are non-existent and three-pointers are RNG, random number generated. Play any mode on 2K and you will notice non-stop midi fades, Dex catch and shoot threes off the center posting up, or fading and shooting contested shots for your 99 offensive rebound center. Every game is the same old slow pace, no excitement. And that's exactly how it is. I told you guys I cannot do what everyone else is doing. You're going to see some games where I'm on my Shaq build and I'm playing with a guard and he's running around and fading. Or like just the other day I was playing with Young Dirk. He was trying to warm up. He said, hey, I need someone to play with. I got on the court. He was running and fading. We played 10 games. I got off. But you see right here, my main build that I play on when I'm not making any sort of content or anything, when I'm just on the game to hoop, is a 7-foot playmaker. You know what I'm saying? This is how I have fun playing the game. I cannot consistently just run and fade and dex and shoot. Like, that's just not how I have fun, and I'm not going to do it to have the best win percentage or get the most level the fastest way, but that's the reality of 2K25. Like, this build has a 96 post control, so it can definitely post score, but primarily I like to dribble around and have fun, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do the most meta. I just want to go out there and have fun, and that's what a lot of people have just forgot to do in the 2K community. Just go out there and have fun. You don't have to have the absolute best lineup. You don't gotta have a post score in a lockdown and just drop step for 20 points. You don't gotta have a 99 offensive rebound build and a 99 mid-range and just run and fade. How about try to have fun? Look what I'm doing out here, bro. I'm throwing self lobs and stuff. Like, I primarily dribble, and then sometimes you'll see me post score on the build. But anyway, Double H made a tweet, and he said, I miss when the dunk meter was usable in competitive 2K games. I made a build with a 99 dunk, and I wouldn't risk attempting one dunk meter if I wanted to win a comp game. The build basically is useless if you play versus someone on or above your skill level. And you guys just seen I made a posterizer video. It's just not every single thing in this game is RNG. Like, I'm almost starting to think that the catches are RNG depending on the score of the game. If your team is up a good amount or if you've won your last few games, it just seems like every single thing is random. And that is the biggest problem for me with the gameplay. Everything is random. You're up 20 in a rec game. All of a sudden it's a 5-point game and you played great. You dropped 5 steals. You missed an open shot. They make lightly contest after lightly contest. I mean, it's just like the game wants to always keep it close no matter the skill level of the other team. But check this out. I got some clips for y'all that I want to show you real quick because this is crazy. This dude was in proving rounds. His opponent's not even playing. He walks down. He's going to stand here for a few seconds. Okay? And then he's going to take a layup. And he's going to miss the layup. Come on, bro. Like, we need to have a talk about this game. We seriously need to have a discussion. But here's another clip, all right? So this dude gets an and one dunk right here. in the Proving Grounds 5v5. He's got two-way tenacity. Okay, he's going to shoot a free throw. Two-way tenacity as well. 100% and miss it. Like, dude, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But all right, so look, I was talking with a guy that knows. He's like an inside source. I can't say his name, of course. This is one of the guys that also gives me some information before the new 2Ks come out where I can give you guys some hints and stuff. But I asked him, I said, what is the most played game mode in Park? You know, we've got Stage, Rec, Regular Park, Theater, Proving Grounds. I want you guys to just guess real quick in the comment section what you think is the most played mode in Park, because now I actually know. Just go ahead while I'm yapping for a little bit. Now, my guess was Rec. I thought Rec was the most played mode easily. I would put my money on it that Rec is. He told me no, it's actually not. I was very surprised. He said Theater is the most played mode in all of Park. And it kind of does make sense to me because it's matchmaking. You just go in there, you get a game. It's simple. It can be 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, with squads, without squads. I mean, it's very simple, easy. There's new game modes that can, you know, refresh your excitement for the game, can kind of switch it up for you. But anyway, it's crazy because the same week that I figured this out, I went over, and you guys are going to see a screenshot. I'm going to pop up after that self-lob. Oh my gosh, I love my build. True shot timing uses real player percentage. That's one of the new modes in the Theater. And I just feel like, of course, I might be a conspiracy theorist here. You know, you guys know I've got my conspiracies on 2K. And it's starting to feel like real life where a lot of these conspiracies are actually true or coming to be true. But I honestly think that 2K is slowly trying to implement real player percentage in all aspects back in the game. Look how random this entire game is. We've got real player percentage layups back in the game. So why not slowly put it back in? Because if y'all don't understand what's happening, 2K is trying to make it so that the skill level of this game, the ceiling, is lower and lower. Someone that's really good at the game can lose to someone that barely plays the game at all. They're really not that good because of the randomness, right? So that person that's not that good is going to enjoy the game because they can actually win more games than they used to. We talked about this in the last news video, how the skill level ceiling is lower than it has been in other years. Of course, to a degree, the game has a skill gap, right? There's an obvious difference between me and like my friend who barely plays the game. If he was to play Park, you know, get on a build or something like that. He doesn't play the game much anymore. His IQ is a little rusty. His dribbling's rusty. He doesn't know how to time a shot as good, you know, things like that. But at the end of the day, bro, that's what they want. They want people to get on the game and just be able to hoop and win against people that they shouldn't really be winning against, because that's going to make them play the game longer, which means that they're much more likely to spend more money if they play the game longer. You can put in way less hours, and it's like once you get to this spot, you can't really get that much better at the game because it's just a ceiling. You see what I'm saying? There's not really much to get better at besides like IQ, which a lot of people do need to learn as well. But anyway, before I start yapping about that for a long time, because I could really do that for a while, let's talk about this, Prize Picks. On here, you can get $50 by just putting 5 in for your first games. Once you sign up with my link in the description, you can go to the NBA, and it's this easy to play. Dyson Daniels, 12.5 point projection. If you think he's going to have 13 or more, you go more. 12 or less, you go less. Steph Curry, 24.5 points. You only got to get one more right, guys. You can do this within less than a minute. 24.5. I think he's going to score 25 or more tonight. I'm going more, and that's it, guys. Link is in the description. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring this video. So Heck went to Twitter, and he said, looks like this weekend's event is called New Balance, another wear to earn double level event. The events have been wild, underwhelming this season. The event center was barely even used. Guys, 2K is now sliding in slowly. I mean, I've been seeing it like every week for the past month or two. Double level events that you have to pay for. You have to pay for to participate in the event to get double level. The other one, the recent one I just seen, I might have a picture somewhere on here during the video, is 12,500 VC was the cheapest one during this one. I got on, I'm like, okay, I might as well buy this. And I'm like, oh, never mind. You know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not spending 12,000 VC to play for a few hours and get double level. I'm just not doing it. Anyway, a new patch came out, which of course most of you guys, I feel like a decent amount of you guys have seen it, but of course we're going to go over it. We're going to talk about what was broken, what was not changed, what was changed that they didn't mean to change, and things like that. But something that really, really needs to be talked about is that this patch came out and still, I'm going to show you guys a screenshot right here. You can still cheat in Proving Grounds. This guy has a 44 win percentage, and yet he's 8th in the world. He might not be 8th now. I took this a few days ago, by the way. 44%, 8th in the world in Proving Grounds. It is broken. Y'all seen last season, I made it a big deal because one, it's literally one of 2K's biggest advertisements for this game was a ranked mode, and it doesn't work. And two, I had like 250 games played last season with a 95 win percent in Proving Grounds and couldn't get into the top 10, couldn't get into the top 5, where if you looked at the other players, there was a lot more that I should have been higher over because you can dashboard. The dashboarding, you can literally close your app and it will give you a loss on your win percentage. So that's how you know that, people are legit with a high win percentage on there that are on the board. But it doesn't actually give you a loss on the leaderboard, if that makes sense. So your win percent goes down, but it doesn't actually give you a loss on the leaderboard. See what I'm saying? So, and if you've seen the video that Laker fan made and stuff like that, where like Chalk dashboarded when we were playing and it was a big deal. It got like 300,000 views, and you can see in the video that I did not dashboard, by the way. Some people still bring that up. You can literally see it. Laker fan also said, he clarified that I did not dashboard, but some people just don't pay attention to anything. You could easily see I should have been on there and I just wasn't because of the glitch. It's their biggest advertisement almost for the game, for Park, a ranked mode, and we are almost in December and it doesn't work. Think about that, bro. Almost December. At this point, I am sold on the fact that 2K is going to fix the dashboarding issue, and that's going to be a big advertisement for the game next year. Hey, now ranked actually works, guys. Buy the game. It's bad, bro. It's a bad look. Anyway, 2K is on sale for Black Friday, like 2 to 3 weeks in advance, which is kind of crazy. It's $31. If you guys are thinking about buying the game, you haven't bought it, and you, I don't know, and you're wanting to buy the game. I don't know how you'd want to buy it after watching the things we talked about and showed in this video. But yes, it is on sale already, and I couldn't believe that it was like Black Friday is weird nowadays. They do like weeks and weeks of sales instead of just one day. I don't know. Anyway, Black Cobra, you guys know he had a 2K logo, or has had a 2K logo for a few years now, just like Pika. And in the last video, he was talking about how he just doesn't really find a single thing in 2K25's gameplay that he loves. And it made me think, well, what's something in 2K25's gameplay that I love? And I really can't say I love this. I love the dunking. I love the dribbling. I love how the shooting is. No, it's all weird. It's not saying that all of them are horrible, like each and every one, but there's just not one part of the gameplay I can say, you know what, that's, 2K did good. Mike Wang did good with that one right there. So, with that being said, of course, Black Cobra, he said right here, all year I've said this was the best basketball experience, 2K24, and most fun I've had since 2K17. I've never went back to a previous 2K while the current one was still out. Never. But he is downloading 2K24. Vlad Wavy said again, 24 before the first shooting patch was the best next-gen 2K. Dignify said, I don't know what they do. Like, obviously it shouldn't be you making every shot, but the RNG is just weird. So there's a lot of people going back to 2K24. And now we know that Black Cobra was telling the truth last year. Because you never really know with people wanting to have logos and go to community day that he genuinely had a good time on 2K24. A lot of people, of course, called him a 2K bootlicker and stuff like that. But you can see he's saying, I don't like 2K25. I don't go back to other 2Ks. And yet here I am going back to 2K24. That says a lot. Guys, that says a lot about a dude that has a logo. He goes to community day. Even these people who, I'm not saying him specifically, but people in the past have bit their tongue. They've, I can't say anything because I want to go to these events and have these special privileges. Even a lot of them are saying, like, the game's just not right. There's something not right. But is 2K actually dry? Is it actually gone, right? Is the community gone? I think it's something we need to start talking about, the community versus the overall numbers of the game. And we've talked about 2K's earnings in the past, where I've tried to explain to you guys how 2K is doing with their actual numbers they need to give away, whether some of them are cherry picked or not, some of them are not talked about on purpose or not, blah, 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 okay? But this picture came out, and it is, as you guys will see, week ending of November 2nd, 2024. It's got total weekly active users for PlayStation, the top 15 games in the United States, right? This is for PlayStation, for Xbox, for Steam, and you see PlayStation and Xbox. We've got Call of Duty, it just came out. It's been hot lately. But 2K is number 6 on Xbox, and it's also number 4 on PlayStation. Weekly active users. So 2K isn't necessarily dead. You know what I'm saying? You got to be realistic. It's like I told you guys, 2K isn't really, there's a high chance if you're watching this video, 2K is not making the game around you having fun. We are a small percentage of the game where all this garbage and microtransactions, and there's so many people that aren't really worried about that. They're just getting on to casually play the game, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing wrong with being a casual, right? Nothing wrong at all. I'm a casual in a lot of games because 2K is my main game, so I don't have a lot of time when I play video games to be, an expert in the other games. Like, I'm kind of almost a casual at Call of Duty nowadays, even though at some point in time I probably had more time played on COD, since I've played since COD 4, by the way, than I did on 2K. Now, Lily went to Twitter, and this is what she said, okay? I think it's time we finally separate what we really mean by 2K is dead. 2K has solidified itself as a household name for certain demographics that will literally never go away, no matter how much it costs or the quality of the product, which is reflected by its numbers for now, unless something huge changes that or time. The feeling of the game and the community being dead is really referring to the way 2K fails to maintain the expected attention span of most consumers that buy it, and fails to gain more younger audiences, and by proxy loses algorithm priority, especially compared to previous cycles, which is immediately felt and reflected in the numbers creators are getting on great and timely content, which is why creators feel like the game is dead. Two things can be true at once, because NBA 2K will always usually meet its bottom line in sales and microtransactions, and then some on average, but the ceiling for content is real and the community is dead, currently compared to previous years, which is a symptom of what we really should be talking about. How much time does 2K have left? I like this one from her because it's very important to think about what 2K is trying to do if you just look at the game. The battle passes, the robot, mechs, whatever, all these cosmetics and things. It's not for me and you, bro, watching this. There's a high chance that there's not very many 10-year-olds watching this news video. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you if you are, because you got a brain for 10 years old to be able to watch something like this. But anyway, you can tell that 2K is trying to captivate the younger audience. They're trying to, because 2K at some point, we're getting older. We got lives. We can't play the game as much. Wives, kids, jobs, whatever it is. They need to capture the younger audience. Like for me, for example, back in 2K14, 15, I was the younger audience that they captured. And now I'm a, loyal, recurring customer for 2K. But how do you do that in this time? I don't think that 2K is doing a very good job at all of doing that. Of course, I don't see the numbers exactly of the younger audience and stuff, but we all know that gaming just in general is down on YouTube. If you guys have been looking at it, it was like a 20% drop from the last quarter on YouTube. It's not the fact that people just don't love video games anymore and stuff like that. I think a big part, and there's many factors, by the way, is that lots of kids are watching streamers. Streamers are like the new celebrities for kids. They don't care about, I don't even know, Denzel Washington or Leonardo DiCaprio or The Rock. Most of them don't care. They care a lot more about Kai Cenat or XQC, all these big streamers, Aiden Ross. So they're trying, and they need to get the new audience, but I don't think that they're doing very good with that at all. And that also makes our experience not as good with them trying to do that, because it's failing in both ways. We don't want to see all that. I don't want to see a mech suit in the city. I don't want to see a mech suit park. I told y'all, realistic parks is the way to go. And yet one of the parks is a freaking 50-foot mech being added into the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, like she said, two things can be true at the same time. Like, the community is just not really here. It's not the same community we used to have. And honestly, I've came to the conclusion recently that this actually is the community now. So with the numbers you see, the people streaming, the creators, that's the actual community now. And this is the new community. You're going to see this for the next years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see what we used to see with 2K18, 19, 20 numbers, especially pandemic, stuff like that, unless there is another one, of course. But anyway, with the patch, Evan went to Twitter and basically he said, hey, the records that we messed up, that we said weren't going to reset, that did reset in season 2, are finally going to be fixed as season 3 is starting. So they're going to be back on your account. Oh, man. And like, yeah, it's good they fixed it, right? But when season 2 came out, they said they weren't going to reset. They did reset. They said, we're looking into this. They didn't fix it until right before season 3. So we need to stop saying like, oh, good job, 2K. You guys fixed the records. Wow, W. No. We're losing the whole plot here. People are giving 2K W's and encouragement or whatever you want to say for fixing something that shouldn't have been broken and then took them a month to fix. It's not good. Anyway, you see Koza right here with the new patch. He said we can back out of rec lobbies after losses now. And he wasn't necessarily giving 2K a W, but I've seen people like genuinely, oh, good job, 2K. No, with the patch of season 2 that gave us the real version of 2K25, they broke being able to back out of rec lobbies, which had nothing to do with the patch, and then took almost an entire season to fix. That is not good. That is not. My friend told me something that has stuck with me forever, okay? He's like 35. He's one of my oldest friends that I have. Actually, probably the oldest friend I have. He says, treat people like animals. And at first, that sounds crazy, right? Treat people like an animal. But it's like having a pet. If your pet pees on the carpet, poops on the carpet, you come home, you're not going to say, oh, good boy. Oh, great job. You did good as you're cleaning it up. Maybe, you know, if it's like a dog you just got and you're training it, you don't want to scare it too much. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But after a while, why? Why would you let something keep going? You don't enable bad behavior. You don't come home and your dog pooped on the carpet and you're like, great job. You know, you're just not going to do that. And for some reason, the 2K community does that. It doesn't make any sense. You don't reward bad behavior is why you treat people like animals. But it doesn't mean, you know, like some people when you hear it at first, right? Anyway, the patch came out and they have reduced the effectiveness of bump steals immediately after a change of possession. So that's good. Right stick defense will now only perform hands up and no longer jump to contest layups or attempt strips. That's good. Shouldn't have been in the game from the beginning. Added slightly longer stuns to ball handlers after successful steals to give the defense a better chance to recover the loose ball. So now it's less 90-10. It's more closer to probably 50-50. I haven't played a lot since the patch came out, so you guys can let me know. Players are now prevented from jumping to block out of layup strips before the strip can properly play out. Fixed a rare issue off ball. I mean, a lot of these at the end don't really mean a lot. It was just the first few. So they're trying to fix what we've been talking about, where it's just not 50-50 at all with steals. Every time it would go back to the offense pretty much. And, you know, you were able to literally, for almost 3 seasons of the game, hold your hand up with the right stick and strip layups and dunks and stuff like that. And you could also teleport onto them. So I don't know if they fully fixed that, but it looks like they're trying to fix it. Once again, we're not rewarding bad behavior here. It's good that they did, but I mean, it's been 2 months, over 2 months since the game came out. I don't know. Anyway, Madden news. EA is hiring a new director to work on an exciting American football project, right? This is likely for the neighborhood-like feature that EA is keen on building for the franchise, similar to that of NBA 2K. And if that doesn't show you that, I mean, bro, we got Madden trying to make a neighborhood now. If that doesn't show you that the neighborhood is going to be here for a long time, I don't know what to tell you. Another one, though, from my comments is the invisible object under the basket out of bounds. Like, bro, that has been a thing. I don't know if they fixed that in the recent patch, But yeah, you were getting stuck behind the goal. There was like a barrier. And this one was funny because Xbox made a tweet and they said, stream your own game starts now with Xbox Cloud Gaming. We are excited to announce that 50 great games are now available for streaming with more on the way. So you're able to like play 2K on your Xbox, or sorry, on your TV. You're able to stream it to places that you wouldn't normally do. And 2K commented with the fire emoji and eyes emoji. And actually my tweet ratioed them. Shout out to you guys. I said, your game is hard enough to play online with a 0.5 millisecond response time monitor, a controller made to give less latency, and the best internet any internet service provider near me provides. Good luck playing this on the cloud. I mean, they're just delusional on purpose. Like, it's hard enough with the bad servers to time a jump shot sometimes on the game. You know, your screen freezing and stuff like that and refreshing, whatever you want to call it. Imagine doing that playing online on cloud on 2K with their bad servers. Like, it would be impossible. You're not gonna get the best player in the world might have a 50 win percentage on there because it's that bad. Anyway, Dignify said nothing more boring than grinding takeovers in NBA 2K25. And dude, I told you guys before the game came out that I didn't like that you have to grind to unlock each takeover. And just the other day it happened to me where my boy was telling me, Bauer on Jono's team, I was using my 99 dunk build for that the rec gameplay that I gave you guys in that dunk video, telling you my opinion on dunking and posterizing and stuff, which you should check out after this. And he was like, hey, you should check out this one, the blur, right? The blur takeover, because you can like run through people, you can get blow-bys. Well, I didn't have any blurs unlocked. Right now, I have a team to play rec. That's not usual. You know, it's hard to get 5 people that are good to play rec or pro-am or anything. And so it would have took like 15 games to unlock this one, then 20 games to unlock the next level. And what I really don't like about the takeovers, by the way, is the fact that it doesn't compensate for playing rec games or pro-am or anything. You have to play 15 rec games to unlock it, or 15 park games. How does that make any sense? A rec game is literally like 5 to 6 times as long as a park game. So I would have had to play 15 hours of rec, or sorry, 15 games of rec, which is 7.5 hours at the very least, to unlock that level of the takeover, versus I could have unlocked it in park a lot fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't like it. Koza, he said, not gonna lie, my favorite builds are 99 pass act builds. 99-3, I can miss opens, fumble on crabs, get different timings. 99 dunk, I can get taken out of animations pretty easily. 99 pass is just always there for me. You can get bad animations here and there, just like any other 99 rating, but if you know how to pass and win, it's not so bad of an option this year, especially compared to other 99 attributes. Plan on showing these builds soon after I get my Pro-Am shooting guard vid out. Now, passing has needed revamped in 2K for a very long time, but I would agree with him. I don't know about 99 pass act, but high pass act is definitely one of the best attributes in the game compared to the other ones not being that good. My build that you guys seen, the footer, the 7-foot dribbler, has 93 or 92 pass act. I can't remember, but it has Hall of Fame dimer, and then I max +1 it to legend, and I love it. It's a 7-foot build that has gold unpluckable with the post control. It's got legend dimer. It can dribble. It can dunk. It can post score if I want to. I could definitely post score a lot more on the build. It can rebound. It can block. I really got to agree with that tweet. Pass act is one of the best ones. Even though passing needs revamped and it's got a lot of issues with it, it's definitely one of the best. Anyway, True Hall of Fame Build said, when are we going to take responsibility for ourselves? It's not always Mike Wang, Ronnie 2K's fault. Some of y'all are trash and make poor decisions. The game isn't perfect, but from what I've seen, y'all do a lot of dumb stuff. Now, basically in his video, we're not going to watch the whole thing. He was talking about, you know, a lot of people complain about 2K, but they're not really that good at the game. A lot of their issues are honestly their fault. But two things can be true at the same time, and I think that really, really needs to be talked about. Because, yes, there are people that are not good at the game. But there are a lot of issues that 2K made into the game that has nothing to do with skill or anything like that. And one of the absolute worst things is you can't complain about the game or you're not good at it. Now, there is people that complain about the game, and truly that's what it is they're just not that good, okay? But, for example, in 2K21, Some of you guys may know the story. I think I've told it before, but it was the best win percentage I've ever had in 2K history. I had like a 98 win percent. At one point, me, my boy Raptor, and Remedy, because we were a trio at the time before, of course, 2K made them basically retire. I still play with them a little bit. We were like 900 wins and like 9 losses. It was the best record I've ever had in Park, ever. And, you know, every year I have like a 90+ win percentage and stuff, but this year was like a 98, 99 win percent. I hate that game. Looking back at it, if I rank 2K21, and you might not, but I ranked 2K21 as one of the lowest 2Ks ever, and yet that's when I was the best at it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that was statistically my best 2K ever, and yet I did not like the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's very possible to not like a game or be good at a game and still critique it. Critique it heavily even, and that's, you know, that's where we're at. Anyway, Joe Knows made a tweet and said, what game took more skill to be elite, 2K24 or 2K25? And I was surprised that it was very close. But a lot of people had a bunch of different opinions. One of the biggest or most important that I seen was basically that 2K25 has a low ceiling of skill like we were talking about. And then on top of that, it's just very random. So although I think it does take more skill to be very elite at 2K25, you put someone who's kind of elite versus a very elite, and it's just 50-50 because of all the randomness. You know what I'm saying? There's too much randomness. Anyway, Sunset was out, and Hezzy had his opinion. He said, Sunset Beach made me enjoy 2K again. I said it. And Hezzy said, back-to-back games, I'm allowed to dribble on a footer. I can stop post scores on the twos. 2K25 is amazing right now. And bro, I like that as well because you barely get back-to-back games on 2K25. Even me, you know, with my subscriber count, the only way you get back-to-back games really is if you stream as a content creator. And that's not really my thing. You guys know that. So that's how I have fun playing 2K as well. I've been telling you throughout the whole video, I have fun playing on my 7-foot dribbler. It's a challenge, you know. It's a challenge because it's meta, but not meta. You know, it's meta if you hit the certain skill gap to it. It's, I would say, lower end of the meta. Obviously, at the end of the day, running around with a 99 midi and a 99 O board build or post-score lockdown is definitely more meta. But other people had different opinions. Sean said, Sunset Beach doesn't even make me want to get on 2K25. My 2K days might be up. I just have no interest in this game anymore. LOL. And man, guys, it really does suck that a lot of the community won the game, right? Just the game in general. But a lot of the community is definitely, and I got this term from Agent, in franchise fatigue. You play a yearly game like basketball, you know, especially 2K, and how they make their games and how egregious the microtransactions are. I feel like a lot of people are just going to go through a fatigue, and I know that for sure because, one, you know, I've went through that fatigue as well. But like I told you guys earlier in the video, there was a point in time where I played Call of Duty way more than I had played 2K. And, you know, I took a few years off with the jetpacks and stuff. I think I played the first year with jetpacks. I think it was Black Ops 4. I was like top 15 in the world. I actually really liked the game. But Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, there was a lot of CODs that I just barely played or skipped. Like, I did not have nearly as much time played. One, I didn't really like how the game was. And two, I think I was just kind of fatigued from the same type of game. Like, you can't really change 2K that much year to year. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people are just fatigued with how everything goes. And then another one is I just don't think a lot of people get on to have fun anymore. They just don't. They just get on to be as efficient and consistent and meta as possible. And that's not usually, you know, you can have fun that way. There's a lot of people that's how they have fun, is by doing that, like going to the stage and having the best lineups possible versus other people that have the best lineups possible and having to be as competitive as possible. But there's a lot of people I feel like could benefit greatly in terms of entertainment by just going on the game, making a build where you have fun. You know what I'm saying? Where you're just not necessarily worried about winning every single game. I told you guys, you can't take this game serious. It'll be the death of you. Anyway, video 2 of trying to get a big 2K YouTuber to bring awareness about the insane gameplay prevention forced loss error. Please notice me. It's the most upvoted error on the 2K Discord, and us players need to get the word out. We are being ignored. I see you, brother. I see you. Sorry that it had to be so late into the video, but hey, I got you. I see a lot of your guys' comments. I told you, bro. I read a lot, and I told you we had a lot to talk about today. Anyway, Cash Out said, yay, my record is back. Don't roast me, guys. And this was like a few days ago. This man has 12,000 games played, probably 13,000 games played on 2K25. He's going to be the first legend on the game. That is nuts. That might be more games than I've played in, I don't even know, like the last 5 years, 6 years. And the game's only been out for like 70, 80 days or something. That's nuts to me. Anyway, guys, if you haven't yet, you need to go see my Wimby video, 60 to 99, no money spent, my best video. It's a 4-hour movie. It took 2-3 weeks to make. You can do that by clicking or tapping your screen, bro. It's going to take you to that video, and I'm out of here. Click it. Tap it. I'm out of here. Peace.